Yay, we made it. We did it. The premiere worked. Awesome. That was fun. That was really that's the first time I tried that out. And to be honest, I never knew what premieres were for before. I was like, well, that doesn't make sense. Right? You're either there or you're not. But this way you're watching your own thing. I don't know, never I was never able to put those two and two together. But Cranberry Langers had mentioned it to me a few moons ago, and decided to try it out today as I was thinking of like organizing how today would go, because I had two things to do. One was to premiere that video, and upload that video, and two was the unboxing that came in the 11th hour this weekend. So yeah, thought I'd combine it, but it went pretty well. I enjoyed chatting with you guys and not having to worry about the camera like I am now. And just talking about the video that I just posted. So hello everybody that made it through the premiere and into this new live stream. Hello, Mark's Music Obsession. He was popping in the comments early on today, and he double made first in chat for both of them. So he's going to get the 2 thumbs up today. So good to see you, Mark. You had mentioned that you needed a little Monday pick-me-up, so that's what we're here for. I'm actually the same way. I was a little melancholy this morning. I think it was probably coming out of the weekend, going into Monday, but I was like, yeah. And I knew I had these things to do, and I was like, all right. But just going through that premiere with you guys was really fun and gave me a little bit of energy. And I'm excited to open this box too, which will be great. Yes, Mark's Music Obsession was first. Awesome One was third. I think you were second. You were second in the other one too. Or no, that was Mr. Monkey Boy too. He was second. Confusing, but it's okay. Awesome One. You've been first before. You know how it felt. So happy to see you here. Comrade Sammy, fourth. The ninja, she felt her ninja ears tingling during the premiere and came out of nowhere. So good to see you this fine Monday. Emo Trash is here. Emo Trash, maybe she's got her art tabs open, which is awesome. I think that's great to multitask and listen in one ear, draw with the other ear. But yeah, it's great. It's great to have you here, have your comments on that premiere, and for you to give us a little bit of your time. It's awesome. Awesome one said, "Oh, this guy again. Who is this guy? Who is this guy?" John is here. I did miss you guys. I realized I was looking. I told you guys, I had mentioned this before, that I kind of write out on a schedule manually what I do in the week as far as YouTube is concerned. And I realized that the end of last week, after Wednesday, I didn't do much. I might have posted. Maybe I posted. Yeah, I just posted one YouTube short on Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I didn't do anything, which I like to keep my weekends relatively free from focusing on YouTube. But Friday, I didn't do anything, and the last few Fridays, I've been doing something. So it felt a little longer since I touched base with you guys. So yeah, I did miss it. You guys bring a lot of great energy, just a lot of great humor, a lot of great insight on the crazy comics that I'm looking at. So it's always awesome to interact with you and share just stuff that inspires me, stuff that excites me. Share new things with you, like Frank Espinosa's work. I know there was mixed reactions on that, which is great. I'd rather it be that way than everybody always loving everything all the time, or everybody hating everything all the time. That would be worse. But it's nice to hear everybody's, or different opinions and different perspectives, and what people liked and didn't like. It's great. It's fun. Keeps it fresh. Let's see. Mark's Music Session says, "I'm just glad the notice worked." That's good. I'm glad that your notifications are working. I was looking at that a little bit more. I had read some comments from people of whether or not... Whoop, there's one of my cats. You're going to have to wait a second. Yeah, I'm just, I've been reading, some commentary that people have said similar things, like notifications working here and there. Everybody has, I mean, when you think of what YouTube is doing, right? Like, they're notifying, can you hear that? 1 second. No comment. If you think about what YouTube is doing, like, they are streaming millions of videos worldwide simultaneously. Chat is going. They're measuring all these analytics. They're tallying amounts for sponsors and donation, or not donations, but like when people are getting paid for stuff. So they're calculating all that kind of stuff. All these like millions of calculations going on at one time, and videos streaming live with relatively or no delay across the world. It's pretty mind-boggling. And so when notifications don't come, when things don't work, then we're just like, how can that happen? I remember watching an interview with, I think it was like Louis C.K., maybe, the comedian Louis C.K., the canceled comedian Louis C.K. But he was talking about how it was just so funny when people are on airplanes, they're just complaining about delays. And he's like, you are in a metal tube going hundreds of miles an hour from one point of the country to another point of the country in less than a few hours. And you're just complaining about the speed at which. And he's like, if we just sat back and marveled at what was happening, we wouldn't be able to comprehend it. So I feel the same thing about YouTube. It's like, we're just like, the notifications don't work, or this isn't posting the way it's supposed to post, or whatever. But a lot is happening in one moment. But anyway, all that being said, I'm glad the notifications work for you, Mark. Emo Trass talking about her art tab. Did you open it up? I hope you did. And let's see. Awesome One says, why does this video make me feel like Rocky is in the Philippines? I think maybe it's the music, and maybe it's because the Mission District has a bit of a like in the barrio kind of feel to it, like Hispanic in flavor to it. So that might be it. I actually haven't been to the Philippines, even though I'm Filipino. I haven't been to the Philippines. The last time I was in the Philippines was when I was like 1 years old. So I'm due to go back, but so yeah, I wouldn't even know what that means. Awesome one. Cranberry Landers is here, of course, throwing in some good comments on Killing Girl and that book. It seemed like you were on the camp of liking it and seeing the potential in it. I know Awesome One gave it a half star out of 5, which is great. So yeah, like I'd mentioned in that video, Frank only did 2 complete issues of that book, and then another artist, Toby Cypress, took over art duties, which I didn't mention it in the video. I don't think I did, but I know Frank because I had connected with him and we actually hired him to do some work with us, and then just was a big fan of his comic work. The other artist that took over, Toby Cypress, we happened to have hired him to do some storyboard work for us too, for the same job. The two of them were on the same job. And this was before they were hired on Killing Girl. So it was really weird, that connection, like that they were working on the same job for us and then they were working on a same job together. So there's some similarities. Maybe it was the time they both came out. But Toby Cypress is another great artist who has such a unique style, super nice guy, and he had very like a lot of energy and was really aggressive with his ink work. Like was not like a clean line artist. He was just really like painterly, almost impressionistic with his ink work, and he did the reason they were both hired for the same job that they were working on for us was because it was about racing, and so the two of them were able to board the speed and the just the intensity of car racing and action sequences within a car race really well. So they worked really well together. So it's funny that they both were on Killing Girl at the same time. Awesome One says, I'm fat, PH fat. I'll take that. Talking about Mark streaking because of his win streak. Man, it's insanely windy here today. Oh, really? I guess that means you didn't get to go out on the boat, or I wouldn't go out on the boat when it's super windy. Emo Trash says, I just realized I do also have the option of doodling in Notebook. I vote that option. There is something, and many of you who are artists might agree with this, there is something about physical paper the actual pen or pencil hitting the physical paper, that resistance. There's something about that like connects with the nerves going into the fingers up to the brain for me very differently than digital. And I know you can buy little, like I keep getting ads on Instagram for these special nibs that you can replace on your Cintiq tablet or your Wacom tablet that make it feel like paper on pencil. But those have never worked for me really. I always feel like I tell people it's like ice skating with a Sharpie is how it feels like to draw digitally. Yes, there are many benefits to it, but I always feel like it's just this weird disconnect. But and so yeah, drawing straight in the sketchbook, there ain't nothing like that for me. So I recommend that. It'll unlock something in your brain, Emo Trash. Awesome One says it's windy and raining for him. It's a little overcast for us, but not windy and raining. It was sunny over the weekend and then rainy and a bunch of weird April weather for us. So, I mean, March weather for us. So yeah. Cranberry Lander says, I had been feeling a bit morose today too. Good. Feeling better now. Great. I'm glad to hear that. That's what we're here for. We need a little dopamine from YouTube or from each other, from comics. Yeah, we'll say that. We need a little dopamine for comics to get us going. Emo Trash says, I was just flat out angry most of last week, so we still just decompressing a bit, but we getting there. Okay, good. it's always good to reset a little bit. So that's what Mondays are good for. It's a resetting time. Sammy, how many assassinations have you done? That's why, Comrade Sammy, I had mentioned in the community tab when I was doing Killing Girl. That's why I put the ninja icon. One, because I know you voted for it, but also two, it's an assassin, Killing Girl. So maybe this book is about you. Maybe Killing Girl is about you. Okay, let's see. Yeah, we're trying to pick each other up here. Comrade Sammy says, awesome one, that's classified. Stop asking. Everybody's saying, I know where you keep the bodies. Okay, yes. All right, taking bets on what it is Rocky unboxed. I don't know if you guys will be able to guess. This is if I know what it is, because I think I only had one more outstanding item on Zoop to come. You know how it is, like you order stuff and you're just like, yes, I want it. Yes, I want it. And then, especially with crowdfunding stuff, you have no idea when it will come. You'll have rough ideas, but more than likely, you kind of forget about it. You pay the money, you forget about it. And I have a running tab on things that I've backed that I'm waiting to come and that I've kind of forgotten that I've ordered. And I think this is one of them. But I do mark, this is how kind of organizationally anal I am. I do mark next to each one of the things that I fund. I try and tell myself where I funded it. So whether it was Kickstarter, whether it was Indiegogo, whether it was Amazon, whether it was eBay, whether it's somebody's own website or whatever. And I have all those categories, unfortunately, for my wallet. So this one was the last one that I had marked for Zoop, if I have them all marked correctly. So I think I know what it is, but I'd be surprised if you guys could guess. But try. You can try. We'll find out in a second. Rocky unboxes some mac. That would be amazing if after all this, I opened it up and it was like mac and cheese. That would be amazing. Did you leave some plastic wrap around? No. One of my cats is totally passed out. The other cat is the one that's kind of roaming around. So he was the one that just left. I won't be surprised within the next 5-10 minutes he'll come knocking again. Let's see. I thought you had the audio set up over there. Were you watching on your phone? YouTube will now have exclaimers on if it's a meme. Really? Really? How are they going to do that? YouTube is my thing. Yeah, YouTube is, man, it's powerful. If you had talked to me about YouTube less than a year ago, I would have been like, that is why society is going down the drain. And maybe it still is, but I'm going down the drain with it now. It's amazing. Yeah, it's just an amazing, amazing thing. YouTube also is in debt, losing money. Yeah, I mean, Amazon was in debt for I don't know how many years as a company, even though they were still selling stuff and they were as big as they were. But I think YouTube will be fine. All right, I think some sound things happened for Mark. Oh, he was talking about having a compressor. Notifications rarely work. Wow, I am way behind you guys. If he starts another video clip, that's louder. Yes. Yeah, I don't know if that YouTube video, when I did the premiere, that was kind of built in, that timer. That was really loud in my ears, but I think it's probably because my my mixer that I have my mic plugged into wasn't set right. I don't know. Oh, Awesome One says, I lived in Manila for a month. Oh, cool. Nice. That's great. That's longer than me. I have some family in Manila, so yeah, I should really go. I really have like hundreds of cousins there that I've never met, so I should go. I'll score it a comic to be admired from afar. Oh, for Killing Girl? Yeah, you didn't sound like you were a big fan of it. That's okay. That's cool. Now you know. Based on the work that I did, You don't have to buy it yourself. Cranberry Langer says, yes. Yeah, but Louis C.K., some people have family waiting for them, medical appointments and work stuff they need to be at on time, and people expect a service to perform normally, C.K. Yes, jerk. Leroy Jenkins. I will hold back. Don't worry. No Leroy Jenkins today. I really enjoyed Killing Girl, Cranberry Langer says. I don't know if I'd buy the collection, though. I don't even know if they came out with the collection, Cranberry Langers. I don't think it was popular enough to get a graphic novel. I could be wrong about that, but I don't think the sales did super well with that book. So yeah. Sean said his wife loves Pensacola when I mentioned he should do Pensacon. I see a comic nerd get together here in Florida someday. There's a few conventions in Florida, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, that would be cool. I have family there, so that would be an easy destination for me to arrange in the future. Let's see. Talk about Mark's boat. Trying to catch up here. You guys having boat conversation. Awesome one, always bringing the conversation about the food. Dirty rice with Sasha's. That sounds good. Sounds like a Louisiana kind of thing. Cranberry Langer says, yes, creating with physical mediums definitely feels better. You're putting something physical out into the world, creating a three-dimensional object with your body. Yep. Yeah, there's something to that. Okay, well, you guys are talking about locations now, eating time. I'm guessing it's a Ghostbusters comic. No, I did have a friend in college who was a huge Ghostbusters comic fan. Yeah, she was and I didn't even know it was a thing, but there was all sorts of collectors that were into Ghostbusters. He'll surprise himself with the unboxing. Yes, I think I will. Okay, let me try and just want to make sure I didn't miss anything, but I do want to get to the unboxing. Is society being guided down the drain? Possibly, yes. Do we even know we're going down the drain? Maybe not. Are we smiling as we go down the drain? So does it matter? Maybe. That's stupid about the meme thing. Apparently they're trying to destroy society. Memes are too effective. Maybe. Mark's Music Obsession says, I still haven't posted a second video. The first one is at 4,500 views. You should. You should. Do it. Does that mean you have to buy more stuff to do it? Or can you just review stuff you have? Because I know you buying things, if I were to guess, is probably a lot more expensive than me buying things for my hobby, which is comics. I would guess that would be a little bit more difficult for you. So, but yeah, you should post another video. It did great. That's a great, I don't have a video that, other than a YouTube short, I don't have a video that's got 4,500 views. So do it, Mark. Like you and Rocky are going to join Vanessa in Minnesota for the tour. Don't worry. I don't even know who Vanessa is, John. But is there a tour? I'll join it. Don't worry. We have VR while being guided down the drain. That's right. Everything's okay. All right. I think I got all the chat. I think I'm caught up here. Okay, so let's get to the unboxing. All right. This will be cool. I'm kind of excited. If this is what I think it is, or what I have a hunch it is, I don't really know much about it, but I was intrigued by the campaign. So let me just make sure I'm not in preview mode, nothing. Everything's cool. Okay, you guys can see the box. See, so yeah, if it didn't have this, I'm glad that they put this little sticker here. Because if I were to properly do an unboxing, I don't want to open it up beforehand. I want it to be the first time I open it up, you guys see it too. And if it didn't have this Zoop and it's in this kind of box, and I wasn't sure what the return address was, it might as well been mac and cheese. But because it had the Zoop sticker, I'm like, oh, okay. What did I buy from Zoop? All right, let me make sure. Nothing in here will pop out and kill me. Aha! This is what I thought it was. Oh, let me switch. Let me switch views. Boom. This is a book called Full Tilt by Jason Copland. Have you guys heard of this book? Do you have your address facing front? Did you see it? Because I did white out my address. I hope I did. Nobody tell anybody where I live. But have you guys heard of this book? Oh, cool. So this was a book that I just found on Zoop. Jason Copland. Let me do a quick search of... He has a website at Copland.com. And he does a bunch of... I've seen him do a bunch of like Inktober drawings and stuff like that. But the comics that he's... Let's see, where's this menu? I've just seen his stuff on social media, but I liked his work. And then the description of this book was like a film noir kind of world, and it was black and white, all kind of check boxes for me. So yeah, this is cool. It's a hardcover. This was like a little inset print that he put in here. I'm gonna get his head chopped off. Emo Trash says, oh my gosh, it's bubble wrap. My favorite. Cranberry Lander says, oh, cool. Yeah, there's just nice, neat, sketchy, loose style. So yeah, I guess the buzzwords for me was like film noir, I think it's sci-fi, futuristic, and black and white. All those, you will get my attention. And he cranked this out pretty fast. I don't know anything about this character or really the story, to be honest, but it looks really cool. The artwork looks really cool. The size of this book, let me grab a regular comic book. This is a regular comic book size. So yeah, it's oversized. It's nice hardcover. Cranberry Lander says, great splash pages. Wow. Yeah, it does look European. I believe Jason Copland, apologies, is American. I don't think he's European, but it does have that European influence to it. I was just looking at his website. I don't think that... Oh, he's Canadian. He's from Vancouver, Canada. Where is... I just see a photo. Let's see. Comic book writer, artist that lives in Vancouver, Canada. I've worked for Marvel, Dark Horse Comics, Image Comics, IDW, Boom, and many other publishers. Currently working on my near future crime graphic novel called Full Tilt. So if you go to Zoop.com, let me see. I'll put the link in the chat. Too many windows open. There's the link in the chat for the book. So yeah, he got almost $50,000 of support raised for this book. Pretty awesome. Fun. I just love how fast he cranked it out. You can see from the style too. I don't think he was like, I mean, I'm sure he was like thinking about it, but he just cranked this out. But it's got a cool feel to it. I love this use of like digital zipatone here. Fun. Cranberry Landry says, well, Canadians are close to European. Yeah, they are. They're kind of looped in there. They're Canadian. I mean, they're European when we need them to be and not when we don't. Mark's Music Obsession is very heavy metal. Yeah, it does. It does have that feel to it. A little like gritty and underground. Blade Runner is another reference that comes to mind. Has a little bit of a Mobius flair to it. Not as tight, I'd say, as Mobius's artwork, but you can see some influence in there. Yeah, it just seems like he's just cranking this out fast. I mean, this is how many pages? 320 page, almost 8-inch by 12-inch hardcover. So yeah, 320 pages, man. That's amazing. It's cool. He draws all sorts of sci-fi-ish kind of vehicles. It's really cool. Can't wait to read this. I mean, the detail in the environment, thin lines. Great order he has in the panels. Yeah, I mean, it's funny in comparing this to the book we were just looking at, Killing Girl. Like, he's definitely got a little bit more methodical storytelling style to what he does, and it seems like he's, strong in the storytelling aspect and the pacing and just the compositions. Love this character. Reminds me a little bit of like a stormtrooper, but really cool. Yeah, it's cool. I love that he can draw characters, and it seems like he's just putting it all in here. Impressive. There's a spread. I can do this. I can manage that kind of spread. Yeah, it's kind of like, I love these beat up heroes, like this is like a Bruce Willis kind of hero, like a reluctant hero in a wife beater. That's an awesome splash spread. Emo Trash says, I choose to believe that character just uses very heavy eyeliner. Yes. Or he doesn't sleep much. He's got serious bags under his eyes. I know, John. The guy stands out to me more than the lady. Low effort spread. Yeah, the two black pages. There's this amazing... should I pull it out? There's this amazing spread in Frank Miller's book, Holy Terror, which is just like panels. And what he's showing in the storytelling, I love it. What he's showing in the storytelling is all these people dying, their lives getting snuffed out. And he wants the reader to feel the magnitude of how many people are dying. And so he divides up the panel. I'm going to get it. I can't even explain it well. Hold on one second. This is a very controversial Frank Miller book. John says, I need to run. I'll check back next we meet. I might have ginger snaps, or I've eaten them all recently. All right, John, take care. Enjoy the ginger snaps. See you later. God bless you. Everybody's saying goodbye to John. That was a Nutella spread right there, John. Okay, so this book, very controversial Frank Miller book called Holy Terror. But he has a spread in here, if I can find it. which is incredible. And you might say it's a low effort spread, but I think it's incredible. Incredible storytelling. So this explosion goes off, and he's representing all these people dying, pretty much. Is that too bright? And then he does this, and he starts dividing it up smaller and smaller and smaller. Isn't that incredible? That's a low effort spread, but it's so effective. And you can barely see it, but like this looks like, oh, is that a print from behind? No, it's like faded out. And the faces here start fading out to the bottom corner. And then this is the last one that's faded out, and then it's just all white. Wait. Isn't that amazing? That's like seeing something like that gets me so excited about comic books. It's like only comic books can do something like that. Cranberry Langer says, I remember Holy Terror. Yeah, I've debated whether I should talk about that one or review that one. It very controversial, and even Frank Miller was kind of thrown in the middle of that controversy, kind of dug in his heels a little bit at the beginning, from what I know, and then slowly backtracked a little bit because it was right off the heels. If people don't know, it was right off the heels of 9/11, and Frank Miller is a native New Yorker, if I'm not mistaken, so he took it very personally and expressed a lot of his anger and angst and frustration in comics because that's his medium, and offended a lot of people with that book. So a book's actually a little hard to find. So he's saying that's the cost of war, the unknown dead. Yeah, I think so. I think so. I think he just, for me, I got just the impact of like how many people's lives were lost in that second, in that moment in that comic book. How many people's lives were just lost in a second. And it was like not just the people that I can draw and show you, but it's like countless others, more and more than you even know. The unknown dead. Yeah, exactly. So this is fun. Cool stuff. It, when did I think it must have been almost a year since I contributed to this book. So it's cool to see it finally come to fruition. The binding's great too. I love this hardcover binding. You don't feel like the pages are gonna tear or like the binding's gonna come loose if you spread it out open like this. So that's nice. A little bit of a Dune action here. It's almost got like a Walt Simonson feel to his work. Frank Miller feel to it a little bit, for sure. This feels like a Jack Kirby design of Destroyer, like Destroyer. That's cool. Mark's Music Obsession says, sadly, when so many are lost at once, they become faceless. Yeah, it's true. It's really true. Especially when there's a lot, we all of a sudden just group them into one abstract group. But you forget that they're like individual people. There was can't remember if it was on this stream or if I was talking about it on somebody else's stream, but there is in France, there are the catacombs in Paris. And I went there, not this last time I went to France, but the first time I visited. So we went to the catacombs and we did a tour, and it's this very eerie underground catacombs where the walls of the whole, I don't know how far it stretches, miles, are lined with the bones of people from, I think it was the 19th century, of their remains. And they are beautifully stacked and put together on the walls. Like we're talking skulls and femurs and all just beautifully organized and stacked there. And it's an incredible thing to see, and it's really eerie as well. And one of the things our tour guide was telling us was there's a certain amount of respect and reverence you got to remember when you're walking down there, because yes, you're coming as a tourist and like, ooh, look at this site, this like tourist thing that I need to visit while I'm here in Paris, and it's you don't see anything like this. But he said we need to remember that each one of these remains represents a person who had a life, who had a father, who had a mother, who had brothers, who had sisters, who had kids, who had grandkids. And it's all just boiled down to a skull or a bone. Kind of morbid, yes, but it really made you realize, like, wow, like, and it was just as far as you could see, bones. And those were people, those were lives. So similarly, like you just see it as one thing, oh, the catacombs, but it actually represents hundreds of thousands of people. With time, people justify their actions easy to Monday morning quarterback when you didn't fight. Is it possible to enable the automatic closed captioning for a live stream? I don't know. Like the automatic, I don't know. That's a good question. I've only seen closed captioning with recorded videos. So yeah, I don't know live if you can do it. I would assume you could, but I don't know. I'm not sure. It has a creepy final door at the end of the catacombs. Yes, there's quite a number of like stop points that are just like, wow. There are also bone churches. Yeah, that's all kind of similar. I mean, I know it was a practical thing that they did. They had to do the catacombs the way they did because if I remember correctly, they were running out of space for grave sites, and also because of the way the drainage was working in the city at the time and it wasn't done properly, like bodies were getting washed out of their grave sites and, exposing the living to like diseases and whatnot. So they had to figure out a way to bury their dead in a space saving way, in a reverent way, but also in a way that wouldn't get like pulled out because of the natural elements, or unearthed because of the natural elements. And so the people who designed the catacombs kind of came up with this crazy crazy way of doing it, and it's unbelievable. So if you ever are in Paris, I recommend doing it. I don't know if I would go again. It was like a 2.5 hour tour, and the ceilings are kind of low and it's really dark. And I think once you start it, it's not like you can like say, okay, I need to get out now. Like you've got to either, once you start, you got to make it all the way to the end or backtrack to the beginning, which is really difficult. So it's not for the claustrophobic. And it was probably 2+ hours that we did it. And so, yeah, I don't know if I would do it again, but definitely do it once if you have the opportunity. Speaking of multi-panel, pretty cool. So, yeah, you guys can see the extent of Jason Copland. Kudos to him for writing and drawing this whole thing. I will look, and I don't know if I'll do a further review maybe down the road once I read it, but I'm curious of what kind of writer he is. All the elements that he's adding into this, all the sci-fi elements they look right on for me. Seems like some sort of murder mystery, possibly. Robots. Oh, speaking of Paris. Oh my gosh. Is this an AI book? Is it reading my mind? If we go into the catacombs, I am shutting this book because that would be creepy. The thing I do like about is this is kind of nerdy, but sometimes when you have books that the way the black ink is printed, you can see a lot of fingerprints when you touch it. And so if you have a page that is majority black like this, or that double page black spread, it's easy to see your fingerprints on, but it doesn't seem like this kind of black ink is. Looks a little bit matte / satinish. So that's nice. There's nothing worse than getting like grubby fingerprints on a comic book. This is another page I could do. I could probably crank this out in no time. Mark's music obsession. My mother can't hear well. Oh, I gotcha. Are you letting your mom watch this? Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom. Hi, Mark's music obsession's mom. How are you doing? I hope you're feeling well. Hope you're having a good Monday. I hope you like comics and silliness. That's what we're all about. We appreciate your son. Oh. Cranberry Langer says, Psalm 103:15. As for man, his days are like grass, as a flower of the field, so he flourishes. Yeah. And 16, for the wind passeth over, is gone, and the place thereof shall know it no more. Life is but a moment. It really is. It goes so fast. I was just talking with my sister today, and we're talking about our parents and just talking about future plans and kids and how they're growing up, and it goes so fast. Really, really fast. This has a Frank Miller kind of vibe to it. I like Copland's style. It's really solid. I should look closely of what. Maybe I wonder if it says on this Zoop page. New Manhattan is where this takes place. 23rd century. Check. They don't talk about what books he's worked on. But he did get props from Phil Hester, who is a writer, artist, worked on Green Arrow, The Wretch. J.H. Williams III, another artist that's worked on like Batwoman. Dan Panosian, great artist. All these guys. Jason Sean Alexander is getting a lot of props. Copland. Oh, he did a book called Kill All Monsters. I have heard of that. I don't think I read it, though. Cool. It's great. I love comic artists that can straddle that line of working on mainstream stuff and also put out their own books, their own original creation on the side. I don't know how they do it. And most of them have like families. Like, what the heck? Cranberry Langer says, I like the character designs in the buildings. Yep, me too. I like the vehicles. Character designs are great. His ink style is great. Dirty rice with sausage, a success. Well done, awesome one. You need to start a cooking channel, I think. A cooking/comic channel. Cranberry Langer says, hi, Mark's music possession mall. Hey. Awesome one says, Rocky, you better get your mom on already. My mom, she wouldn't even know what to do. I mean, I will give it to my mom. She's funny. I think I'd mentioned once before, like my parents, or was it with my, no, maybe it wasn't with my parents. Maybe it wasn't with you guys, but I was saying how, like, I think it was, I was talking about how on Mac computers, you have those emoji that show up during FaceTime. And I've done it with my parents before, and my mom is always determined to like do it and like get it to work. And so half our conversations on FaceTime, she's like trying her darndest to like make the things happen. It's so funny. So maybe she would like YouTube. I don't know. She could also sit in silence for like an hour and would be okay with it. Cranberry Lane just says, I do really like these panels. I just like the look of most of this book. Yeah, me too. It's well put together. It looks really, it doesn't feel like he's copping out at the end or, you know. Again, I haven't read it, so I don't know how the writing is, but the artwork itself and the storytelling that I'm just picking up, looking at it on first glance, looks amazing. I'm pretty sure he did this digitally. I love how he's spotting these zipatone halftones. This is nice. I like that open. This feels a lot like a European artist. Gosh, what's that artist's name? There's a little bit of like John Paul Leon feel to it, which I love. I love John Paul Leon's artwork. Whoop, she just died. It feels like these establishing shots he has of the city, New Manhattan, reminds me of Ronin, one of my favorite Frank Miller books. So yeah, it's just hitting all the right buttons for me. Spoiler alert, people dying. Cool, cool. Oh, another one. I would say, I think it's safe to say he was highly influenced by Frank Miller. Awesome. Wow. That's impressive. The Future Noir Tale. Very impressive. He doesn't fill out the pages with like, oh, blah, 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 blah. Here's my sketchbook, which I love, but don't get me wrong. But this is 320 pages of pure story. How about that? Full Tilt, Jason Copland. Let me just see on Zoop's page can you still get this? I think you can. Oh, unavailable. You could still get the digital version for $30. All the actual printed versions are unavailable. Well, sorry, pal. Sorry, guys. I would be surprised if he doesn't do a reprint of this. Almost $50,000 is a really good first time out, and this is massive. So yeah, we'll see. Keep an eye out if you liked it, but you can still pick up the digital copy if you want a cheaper version to still flip through. Pretty awesome. Mark's Music Obsession says, she says, hey, everyone. She's an art fanatic. She used to paint as well. Oh, awesome. Hey, Mom. I'm going to call her Mom's Music Obsession. Mark's Mom's Music Obsession. How about that? Comrade Sammy says, tell her I say hi too. Awesome One says, yo, Mark's mom. Aw, thanks everyone for saying hey. That's sweet. That's great. Awesome One says, that channel would be boring as I usually keep my thoughts in my head. Your cooking channel? Cooking/comics? Comics cooking. Cooking comics. Maybe you could just cook. Just cook. You don't have to say anything. Just cook. Just silent cooking, and then you read comics a little bit. Cranberry Langer says, Rocky's mom is funny, so not at all like you, Rocky, huh? I don't think she tries to be funny. I'm not trying to be funny. I don't think she tries to be funny. My mom is just funny the way she reacts to stuff. Yeah, I love my mom. She keeps it real. Cranberry Langer says, great book. Cranberry for shame. Rocky, you spoil every book. I do. Sorry. Should I have like a cap? I can only go 70% in and then I save the last part. I don't know. Sorry. Maybe I'll think about that. Cranberry Langer says, good review, Rocky. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That guy on the cover was nowhere. Yeah, I've never seen this guy before. How come he never showed up in the whole book? She's MM Mom. Yeah, I love that. That's cute. MM Mom. Mark's Obsession Music Mom. That's so cute. Mark. Oh, I know. You've got to get your mom to do your next review. How incredible would that be? That would be so good. I'm watching your channel already, and I will watch any review you put out there. But if your mom did it, oh my gosh, You'd get 8,400 views. No offense to you, but that would be amazing. And it would be Mark's obsession mom. That would be so good. Cranberry Lady says, "You're not trying? I find you very funny." Thanks. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not. I think I just laugh at myself. Mom's music. That would be so cute. Oh my gosh. We gotta make this happen, Mark. We gotta make this happen to have your mom. Oh my gosh, that would be amazing. All right, let's see. And she paints your thumbnail. That would be awesome. This is gonna be a thing. We've got it. We've got your 5-year plan right now. Mom's art obsession, Mao. That could be confused for other things. Maybe Mao is not the best acronym, but Chairwoman Mao. Oh my gosh. There's a food truck. They actually have a brick and mortar store, but they have a food truck. It started off as a food truck called Chairman Bao in the city. And they do those Chinese buns that have like pork belly in it. It's really good, but it's called Chairman Bao. And they had an amazing logo with like a panda, but he was like in this communist gear. And it was awesome. It was a great branding. But Chairwoman Mao, that could be the next one. That would indeed be funny, and she knows nothing about the equipment. See? That's what would make it amazing. To have her explain it in like layman's terms, in mom terms of what she's reviewing. Oh my gosh, Mark. That's gold. Dude, that's your retirement plan right there. Cran just called her a commie. Well, you know. She has a nice painting of me when I was a kid in her bedroom. She's talented for sure. That's amazing. That's really sweet. She could do... What if she paints your equipment? Like paints still lifes of your equipment. And then does a review of them. Oh my gosh, I would so subscribe to that channel. Oh boy. That's hi, Mark's Music Obsessions mom. I hope you don't mind us planning out your future here, but I think it could be incredible. I'm sure you're a very charming, very lovely woman who would love to support your son's music obsession. So we would love to see it. I know I would love to see it. You would at least get 1,000 subscribers if you did this. I'll put you on my channel. How about that? Oh my gosh, you guys are great. I didn't call her a commie. I'm saying she's a very powerful woman into art. Yeah. Awesome one. Bob Ross's mom. See? Oh my gosh, this stuff writes itself. Totally writes itself. I'm trying to think of other artists that you could see their moms doing stuff like this. That would be so good. Mom Ross. No pressure on Mark's mom at all from Rocky. Nope, no pressure. No pressure. It's all in good fun. All in good fun. But I think it'd be awesome. Mark's Music Obsessions Min sounds lovely. Mark's Music Obsessions Min sounds lovely. Mark's Music Obsession. What? Mom. Is it mom sounds lovely? Maybe. Oh, there you go. Mom. There. Okay. I'm like spending so much time trying to decipher what you guys write, and then come to think of it, it was a typo. That happy little music equipment. Oh my gosh. My brain is like, the gears are totally going. Like there's so much you can do. Like if it was like really technical stuff, like super nerdy technical, and having your mom explain it. Good times. Oh my goodness. You guys have given me so much of your time already this afternoon. Oh, that made me feel good though. one, getting that review out there for Killing Girl. Two, unboxing this amazing book from Jason Copland. I'm going to tag him on social media. This is a win for me. And three, just chatting with you guys all and coming up with crazy ideas for Mark's mom. So I really enjoyed it. This made my Monday for sure. And I hope that you guys got a little bit of enjoyment out of that too. What's coming up on my plate? I did not get to record footage at the comic book store I wanted to this past Wednesday. That particular store, they were too busy to let me film around it, so I'm waiting for them to schedule or give me a schedule of when would be a good time to film at that store. So I might move on to the next store while I'm waiting. But yeah, that didn't happen, so I don't have to edit that. But this Wednesday, I'll be going in for some new books. I still have to finish reading the old books, or the last week's books. Whoops. And what else? What else came in? I think that was it. That's it. My cat didn't come in again, so that's good. Let's see. Here we go. That's not a mistake. It's a beat now. No, thank you. No, thank you. Writing the script for me would be funny, just imagining it. It would be amazing. Banana time. Happy Holy Week. It is Happy Holy Week for those of you who celebrate it. Easter is just around the bend. Happy Holy Week to all. We always enjoy your streams, Rocky. Thank you, Comrade Sammy. I enjoy you guys being here. Like I mentioned before, it would not be half the fun if you guys weren't here. If it was just me talking in a room, these would have died a long time ago. So thank you so much. Make sure you like the stream, like the previous video, and tell your friends about it. Tell them that we're having a good time and we're making $1 million ideas with Mark's mom. Must be cold there. It was. Thank you for your time and work. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for your time and your effort and your interest. I love it. Good stream. Hi, Cat. He's not here. He probably passed out. The other one's there, but he's not here. Cranberry Langer says, I don't have anything for Easter. There's lots you could do. You could go to church. I'm sure there's many celebrations going. Even people who don't go to church on Easter. I went to an Easter egg hunt this past weekend that was put on in the middle of our city by a church. That was pretty awesome. And that was when the weather was like sunny, raining, sunny. But it was amazing to see these kids running around, hunting Easter eggs, and just having a good time. So it was fun. Great as always, Rocky. Thank you, Mark. Like and subscribe. Avita Zane. I'll let you guys go. Thanks again. Make sure you keep an eye out for any future notifications that are coming out. Wednesday for sure. Maybe down the week. More stuff as it comes up. It's always new. I'm always figuring things out as I go. Mark's mom is essential for $1 million. She is. She is. It's going to be a thing. Oh, yeah. I could go to church. You could. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. I was just going to say something and I totally blanked. That's okay. That's all right. Anyway, have you guys a good week, a good rest of your Monday. And I will catch you again on the other side. Make sure you stay for the credits. Somebody killed it being first in chat. Won't say who. Might have a mom. Thanks for joining me, guys. Take care. See you later. Bye-bye.